Good morning and welcome to Carleton. You'll see behind me a property which is slightly hidden. I am trying to hide from the high winds that we've got today because I do want to tell you all about this property, but I don't want it to be marred by the wind. So this property behind me is exceptional. It stands in an elevated position and it has beautiful open countryside views, really stunning gardens, very mature with a paddock area to boast as well. But the house itself is called Scalesceugh House. It's a 6-bedroom property with 2 reception rooms. It's got 2 family bathrooms, 2 en-suites and a cloakroom, utility, kitchen and some really good storage spaces. Now I have been told by the vendor that in the past it's also had a couple of letting bedrooms that she's used, and it would work well for that. There is potential to do that, as you'll see when we go inside. So I'm going to just try and avoid some of the windier spots, but try and show you the outside of the property in better light, but also show you these stunning garden spaces as well. So just showing you the street scene here outside the house itself. As you can see, we're in a private lane now. We've got fields to the front of the lane here where you access the property, and if I take you just down here, you'll see on this side there is some grass. That is the responsibility of this particular property, and there is another access that does take you down into the property itself, so there is another access that you can actually gain into the garden area. So just beyond this white vehicle, you'll see right down to a caravan there, which is due to be removed by the vendors, but that leads you right down to the garage, which you'll see in the garden video and in the photographs. So that's a lane that you would access. That leads you actually back to the A6, and it just takes you down to the property, which is just down here. Opens up into a really intimate little development, but the property itself owns the driveway right up to where you see the end of the sandstone wall on your right hand side, and then it dog legs into a little sort of L shape round to the front of the property as well. I'm going to show you this area here, so extra parking here, and the oil tank just sat neatly in the corner, and then there's also this sandstone patio area, and we've got the rear access, which is used by the vendor all the time. It's a bit more practical, and that is the little storage there. So as we come into the garden area, now you get a better view of Scalesceugh House. It's a really attractive looking property which has had amendments done over the years to create further accommodation and to obviously make it work better for the vendors. There are 2 different parts of the property, old and new. So as you'll see, there is a date stone on the front of the property which says 1922. It's got some beautiful features, but if we go around the side here, this is actually the main access that the vendor uses, just from a practicality point of view, because you have got parking here, and equally you've got a patio and a back door which leads more functionally into the kitchen area. So we've got a rear porch. Now it's good to make mention while we're in this room that the property is not fully detached, and this area of glass here is the adjoining cottage. So it does just adjoin a room at the back, which is more obvious as you come into this room here, and it runs down the back of the house, but that is the only privacy aspect that would affect this property at all. You come in through the entrance porch into a lovely hallway which has got some really nice feature solid wood panelling on the walls there. It's got a beautiful family bathroom, really good sizable family bathroom with your corner shower cubicle, your vanity wash basin and low level WC, and it's got a little window in there for natural light, but it's got some storage as well. And behind me here you've got the cupboard which houses the boiler. And then you come into the kitchen space, which is really unusual. It's got lots of exposed sandstone brickwork. It's a handmade solid wood kitchen which has got a range of base units in. You've got your hob with a feature recessed alcove and extraction above with the tile splashbacks. You've got beams, you've got lots of natural light from your small paned window, which has got a really lovely little window seat there as well. Sink unit is just across the way, and you've got recess for a fridge, but there is a large utility space as well, which is separate from this room. So although you've got lots of work surface space, you've also got a utility to boast as well. The vendor has put in some nice quirky little features, as in the built-in corner cupboard there, and there's room for other furniture in here as well. But I'm probably not saying anything out of line here, but I think most people would possibly want to maybe just reconfigure the kitchen in time, or maybe just as I say, just give it a little bit more of a modern twist to it. So as we come into the rear hallway here, you've got a utility space, and this again is blessed with lots of handmade solid wood wall and base units. A lovely long work surface space with a double drainer sink unit, and you've got another hob there. You've got a recess for a fridge, and there's extraction in here. So the vendor assures me that she does a lot of her cooking in here to contain the smells of cooking, and then it doesn't affect your kitchen, which is open plan to your lounge area at the moment. So in here we have got a nice quirky high level system WC. So you've downstairs cloaks as well as your family bathroom. And then we just go down to a couple of treads into what would be, or have been in the past, the main entrance hall. And you'll see in the entrance hall vestibule, you've got this beautiful aspect out the front from this small paned arched window. Real lovely feature. And that looks right over open countryside. It's fabulous. So we've got here 2 bedrooms, both with ensuite facilities, and they've got their own access. And I'm told by the vendor that these were the letting bedrooms that she successfully let out as bed and breakfast rooms. So you go in here, there's a shower, there's a sort of vanity area, dressing table area, and a sink unit. And it's got heating in here. Heating is by way of an oil-fired system. Again, this room and the room adjacent has stunning views, and this door leads you out into the garden spaces. So great size double room. I can understand how this has worked well for the vendor when letting. As we go into the next double room available on the ground floor level, again, really sizable, good space, got some nice exposed beams in it. Again, it's got the access door to the side, so it's almost sort of self-contained. It's got a lot of natural light, and again, to boast those stunning views from the front window. This has got the ensuite facility. Again, shower, wash hand basin. This one benefits from the toilet as well. So you can see how these 2 rooms would have worked well, because it is a little distance away from the rest of the property. So if we go back into the kitchen, I'm just going to take you into the living spaces here. So it's open plan right from the kitchen right the way through into a really generous lounge dining space. So it's got a quirky archway, full length windows at the front of the property, which bring in so much natural light. You'll see it's UPVC double glazed here as well, and that view is just beautiful. And that's your paddock at the front of the property as well. And again, another window to the side, beautiful garden views. And we have got this feature multi-fuel stove in here as well to make the room really toasty. So as we go back and look beyond the lounge, we've got the 2 tread stairs just down to the dining space. Now, this has got an original range left in it. So this is where we're getting to the older part of the property. They kept this and just made it as a nice feature in this dining space. And this door did used to interconnect the small cottage that adjoins at the back of this property, but is no longer an access, obviously. It's been bricked up behind that door, and just obviously the nice original door left in its place. We've also got a really sizable and really light and lovely utility room. Now this is just a real nice extension of the garden. You can fling those doors open there. It's fully double glazed, so it'll keep nice and warm in winter, but you can fling the doors open in summer and just enjoy the garden that flows right outside here from the patio right along to the lawned areas. It's got, as I say, some nice features in that it's got some exposed sandstone and nice tile terracotta floor as well. So, just going to go back through to the main hall. We've done all the ground floor. I'm going to take you up the staircase and show you the bedroom spaces. So this is the room you could see at the beginning of the video. The roof has been basically taken off and another sort of room height added to it, which has got the lovely velexes in that bring loads of natural light in. And they created a little snug area here, which I'm told the vendor's husband used to love and enjoy this space. And this is superb. This is currently a painting studio, as you can see, but it's enormous and it's got 3 large Velux roof lights in, loads of under eave storage, and would make for an absolutely fantastic master bedroom, or, as this is already a magnificent hobbies room, it could even be another letting bedroom if you wanted to do some sort of lifestyle business from here. But you can see it's got really good generous proportions in here, and it's so naturally light. So this has been a great addition to this house and just gives this room a bit more of a modern element. So as you come back onto the landing, this is one of the first double bedrooms of the 3/4 that are at this level. It's got built-in pine wardrobes. It's got 2 small pane windows with the secondary glazed panels over, so it just keeps the wind and the rain from battering the bedrooms at this level. And it's got coving up. As you see, it's just really nicely proportioned. As we go into this other bedroom adjacent, again, you'll see it's really nicely proportioned. Good sizes in this particular house, and it's got the built-in bedroom furniture as well. Again, 2 windows, both again with the secondary glazing on. Superb views to the front. And then adjacent to this particular room, we've just got a smaller bedroom, which could be a study or a room for family to come and stay in, but really good proportions. It could well be another double bedroom, albeit it's got a single bed in at the moment. And that's got a side aspect with a secondary glazed window. And then this is a bathroom that has been fully upgraded only very recently. So you've got a lovely roll top bath there, very contemporary, some shelving as well, cupboard space. We've got a large walk-in shower, wall mounted wash basin, and a really contemporary loo. There's a window to the side which brings in the light, and it's got heated towel rails. So everything you need for a very modern bathroom. So I'm going to take you back down the stairs and we'll have a little look out in the garden, albeit it's very blustery today, but I want to show you all that the garden has to offer. So you will see we've got some walled areas here which essentially just give you the boundary of this large paddock space. So the paddock extends right down to this corner, and you'll just see that the views out the front of this property are exceptional. If we look back at the property, you see it's a grand looking house, and it's elevated, so it's in a great position to get all these views. So for somebody with equestrian interests or has dogs or just wants some really extensive garden spaces, this property has it. As I say, there is the potential to be able to generate maybe some stabling from this workshop come garage or former garage, which is right in the corner at the bottom of the garden, into something different. Could be that it's just somewhere to store or to have a workshop space, but nonetheless it's a really generous space. I showed you earlier, this is looking back up to the other access. It's got the caravan there at the moment, but it is another access down to the property. So if this was behind me your garden garage, then you could easily access it without having to go right round the other side of the property. This also is an area which has been dug out. Formerly there was planning permission for another erection of another building here, another garage, but I believe from the vendor it has lapsed, but there is potential possibly to do that for the next vendor if they want to pursue that. We've also got very lovely mature gardens over here, which lead to another little lawned area through the pergola at the top. We've got a water feature which runs through the centre of the garden, and as you can see, a multitude of apple trees, mature shrubs and plants. This is the feature, it's not switched on at the moment, it runs right down the front of the garden. And we're just coming back to where I started the video and show you this lovely length of lawn which just runs outside of the conservatory, and this has its own patio as well. So if you can see this being your dream home, then look no further. Please do give our Penrith office a call on 01768 88 11 11 and we'll be happy to show you around.